All right, we are live. Let me get the screen set up. We are live with Hoosier Hardwoods Live. That's the wrong thing. That's for my racing show. There we go. All right. Dakota and I are going to do some topic discussions tonight, considering Youth Weekend this past weekend. A lot of pictures going around Facebook. I mean, I was kind of excited to see the young ones out in the woods getting it done.
A lot of tanks killed too.
There was a lot of nice deer taken over this past weekend. But anyway, anybody that's watching tonight that might have a youth that was out harvesting animals or harvesting whitetails this weekend, congratulations from us. I know it's probably one of the, I like the fact that Youth Weekend kind of kicks off the Indiana deer season for us, because obviously one thing that we always stress is getting the young ones out in the outdoors and stuff like that. So congratulations to, I did try to share a couple of pictures that I got on the Facebook page, just kind of congratulate them young people. And yeah, so congratulations to any youth people or any youth that harvested whitetails this weekend. A lot of
didn't hit the mute button.
Yeah, I did hit the mute button. A lot of stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about cameras again. You know, is your deer patterns or deer movement changing due to pattern shifts? We'll discuss about crops in your area. Dakota and I will go through our archery equipment we're going to use this year. I think we're going to hit a little bit on dove season tonight too. If anybody's been dove hunting, we're excited. So anyway, just comments are welcome. More people comment, the bigger the discussions we'll get. So I think got a heck of a vibrator on it.
I know. You using that stand?
What, this one?
Yeah.
I don't have a stand.
Yeah, you do.
This is the one I used for your deer head that we were looking for.
You up? Didn't say it earlier.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, anyway. So yeah, any comments are welcome. Talk to us, because the more people comment and more people talk to us, better the show gets. So anyway, Dakota, let's start with you. What have you noticed with your cameras? We discussed a little bit before the show, but let's get into a discussion on it.
So definitely been a change. They are starting to transition pretty hard into their fall activity, winter activity.
Are you getting any bucks that you haven't been getting?
No new deer. I did have that one crab claw buck, which he's kind of on the fence of a shooter. He showed up, I want to say end of last week, but he showed up, it was like 11, 12 o'clock.
I got you.
So, I mean, late. Really, my cell cams have been not dead, but I haven't really had a whole lot of mature deer on camera.
Right.
I haven't checked my other two cheap
non-cell cameras.
Non-cell cams. I haven't checked those, so I mean, I don't really know.
Now, one of your bucks did get harvested this past weekend, right?
Unfortunately, whoever watched last week knows which deer I'm talking about. It was the deer that if I did see this year, I was going to elect to pass. He had a big flyer on his G2. I think he was 3.5, maybe 4.5. Just hasn't really hit the peak growth. So, but unfortunately, he got harvested. Now, on the fortunate side of that, a youth hunter did harvest him. So, you know, that's
he had a
something,
smile on his face. Yeah. So
it's definitely something to be excited for him about. But still, deep down, you know, it's kind of a punch to the gut when you're one up and comer kind of, you know, gets harvested. So it's unfortunate.
Kind of twofold deal, really.
Yeah.
You know,
it's unfortunate on my side, but again, I mean, that's part of hunting, and you know that goes back to again last week. Small parcels of property, you know, deer like to move. So he was just in the right spot, right time.
Now I will say that. So I have two Bushnell cell cams, and I had sold one of them to Darren Ballard. When Darren went to activate it, it said it was already linked to somebody else's account. So putting two and two together, actually, you were with me, wouldn't you? Didn't you go to Academy Sports with us down there? And I bought that Bushnell. I thought you were with there. No. Anyway, I bought this Bushnell, and whenever Darren went to activate it, it said it was already linked to somebody else's account. So I took my cell camera out of the woods because I didn't know if he wanted his money back or we were going to swap him out or whatever we was going to do. And then at the show at Jason's last Tuesday, I just gave him his money back. So I got both cell cameras at the house. I still got to work on the one. So right now, this particular moment, I'm running old school. I don't have any cell cameras out. However, it is September 25th, and I've got those bucks that we showed last week on last week's show.
Yeah.
I'm not going to run in there just to check and see if they're in there. So what I'm going to do is the first hunt, I'm going to sneak that logging road's kind of an access point anyway to one of my stands. If I hunt that stand, I'm just going to pull cards on my way in and my way out.
Yeah.
That's how I'm going to play this game. So hopefully, I don't know what's on my cameras yet.
Yeah.
So kind of like the whole Christmas thing we talked about. I mean, I've got some really good bucks out the farm, but I just don't know,
And I mean, that's the chance you take, but the cell cams are nice.
That's why I'm like, man,
to stay out. But one thing I've struggled, and not to like hit on the topic mainly of cell cams because we wasn't really going to discuss it, but
I haven't discussed anything.
My Tacticams, and I don't know if anybody watching has had any other issue. Mine chew through batteries. I've got both of them set the exact same. I'm using the same batteries. I'm using alkaline Duracells, and I may get a month out of my batteries.
That's crazy. So which one do you have? Do you have the X
2.0?
The 2.0?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And I mean, I don't know. I kind of got to wondering maybe if it's where my cell signal isn't the greatest. I mean, it's still got, my one's got 2 bars and the other one's got 3.
You think it's maybe searching and draining it?
I could see it. And I don't have it set up on the what's the like the capture mode where you can take like a daily picture,
right?
Like I don't know what you call it. I'd have to look on the app.
Where it just sends them all at one time.
No, what it'll do is like you can request one photo just to make sure the camera's still working. Like,
I got you.
So I don't know. It's like a check-in.
Yeah,
a check-in. So I don't know. I'm kind of.
That's crazy.
Not really happy.
So you think what if you go to like a 12-volt ladder or something?
Well,
can you use solar?
I thought about doing the solar, and then I thought about getting the extended antennas to maybe
that could help too.
Help out on service. But
I would try that just to see what happens. What's going on, Keaton? Keaton said their stealth cam had a deal of 60 days, free card, batteries, and camera for $99. Hey, have you got any pictures yet, Keaton, with that camera? Wonder what the quality is like. Are they good quality pictures? That is a good deal. 60 days free, SD card, batteries, and camera for $99.
Definitely a good deal.
Where did you get that at? I'm about to check into that just to try it. I always like trying new stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've looked at Bushnell. I've looked at Tacticam, Muddy. So, I mean, if you're in it to, straight off their site. Okay, I'll check that out. Thanks, Keaton. I mean, Tacticam's got awesome quality pictures, and I know that's what a lot of people use, but I like to be different sometimes.
One thing I like about the Tacticams, and I don't know that maybe they can tell us, but on Tacticams, you can request an HD photo, and your picture quality is night and day difference from
regular.
Like, so I had a couple pictures of triple beam, which we discussed last video.
Yeah, send that to me, Keaton.
But I had pictures of him, and I actually sent to Landon Roberts, and he goes, "Man, it's really hard to tell how good he is." He's like, "Request an HD photo and send it to me." Well, I did, and I was like, "That's totally like
night and day. Yeah,
it's
right.
Like 100% difference."
Here's my other selling point on this whole camera game thing too. I always look at the plans, and I think that if I'm going to be a consumer that's going to buy a certain trail camera, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to run one camera.
No, I mean,
give me a discount. I mean, if I'm running 4 or 5 cameras, not knocking Bushnell, but Bushnell, there is no, it's the same amount of money for each camera.
Yeah.
And if you're running 4 or 5 cameras, I mean, you're getting up to $100 a month, and it's like
adds up quick.
So, but if I can get a discount per camera, I think it'd be easier to justify.
I wish Tacticam offered a little more of a discount. I mean, I know when they first come out, and they are still reasonably priced for a cell cam, you know, as far as to just buy it out of a store. But I'm running the
he sent me pictures. I gotta look at them. Go ahead.
I'm running the pro plan. It's $13 a month, and then any camera you have after that, it's $12. So, I mean, you're not really saving a whole lot of money. Now, we talked about doing maybe a yearly plan. You know, the last
I
time
just buying a year.
Yeah, we kind of hit on it. You would probably be cheaper to do it that way.
Right.
Just go ahead and get the yearly plan. Yeah, there's a gnat flying in here.
Can't handle it.
Drive me
just
crazy.
pay for it once, be done with
Yes.
it. Those aren't bad pictures, though.
No, those are solid. Solid pictures.
Okay. Oh, Andrew Hunter said my stealth cam takes better pictures than my Tacticam. All right. So here's the ultimate question. How much is, well, I guess I could look it up, but what's the monthly plan?
That is pretty good picture. And it's clear.
Who sent that to you?
Andrew.
Good grief.
But so,
well, I mean, Keegan's are good pictures too. Let me turn this thing sideways. Let me look at it. Those are some good. Yeah, those are good pictures.
But I wonder though. So my Tacticam, if the deer are closer, it takes clear pictures. If they're kind of farther away, I mean, it's not great. Well, let me rephrase. It's not awful pictures.
What's the difference, Keaton? I know there's black and white and there's color, but how do you have to request a color photo? Or what's the difference? We're getting into this. That's right here. This is a live review of trail cam.
Yes.
Nowhere else you're going to see this other than HHO live. Live review of trail camera photos.
What was the ones that Cooper sent you?
The Wise Eye.
Wise Eye?
Yeah. Supposedly those are the next big thing is what.
Well,
they're like 200, like 189.
Did you show me the pictures of them that he sent you?
No, they didn't. They didn't send me no pictures. I think he posted a picture on his Facebook story of it, but I didn't save it.
But yeah, I mean,
oh, cool. He says just a little button at the bottom corner. You just click if you want black or white, if you want.
Huh. But
Pretty
I definitely, wild. Andrew, thanks for that picture. I mean, it is
cool though. I mean,
it's definitely clear, crystal clear.
It is very crystal clear. Nice. We just had a live cell cam review right here on the show, so we appreciate it.
I'm getting pictures as we're talking.
One thing we also want to talk about tonight too. Adam said, what SIM card are you running in your Tacticam that makes a difference in your picks?
I am running about the biggest that you can have.
Is it based off of speed, Adam? Is that what it is? Like the card is like there's different speeds, you know what I mean?
Well, see, I've got, I think in both of mine.
You guys have opened the camera can now. Well, yeah, it's awesome though. You can
it's definitely, it's a good conversation.
It's a great conversation topic.
I mean, you know, and we're open to anything. I mean,
right.
Price wise, pictures wise, availability, because I know there for a while, everybody, when Tacticam first come out, you could not find a Tacticam.
Right.
You could not.
No. High demand.
Yes.
That is also too, like with Dakota and I discuss this whenever we get ready to start the live show back up, is we're not product specific anymore. Like we'll talk about anything at any given time because we are the only thing that I'm product specific on is Van Meter Sun Lures. I'm 100% a Van Meter Sun Lures user.
For sure.
For sure. Everything else, broadheads, bows, cameras,
clothes.
It
don't matter.
Yeah, it does not matter.
I buy Walmart special camo.
Yes.
I mean,
it is what it is.
Heck with that high dollar stuff.
Andrew said external 12-volt supply is a must. Also, in my opinion, run them on all cell cameras. I will say if you go to doing a little bit of promoting here, but if you go to Dad of 3 Outdoors or D of 3 Outdoors, he has a lot of great videos, or at least one specific video of hooking his trail cameras up to 12-volt batteries. He does a lot of public land hunting, So he's got like camo netting and everything. He bought like an ammo box, puts his battery in there, and he's got it all set to where he can.
Foam. I have seen that video. Puts foam in there too to kind of keep the battery from rattling.
Yeah, and then he puts the camera down in there. He puts his netting down in there, all the wires.
Yep.
So whenever he carries it in, all he's carrying is that camo box or that ammo box.
Yep.
And he undoes it all, and it's pretty wild video. But he definitely the 12-volt battery, or I guess solar too, if you've got enough sunlight to charge it. But that's definitely a way to go.
Adam, the Tacticam cards will give you better picks. I have heard that from a couple people, and I think in my newest camera that I just bought, because I just bought another one. I'm running a Tacticam SD card in it. My other camera, I am not. I'm running just a
SanDisk or something.
Yeah, SanDisk. I think it's a 32 gig.
Can you tell the difference in picture quality?
I would have to look.
Yeah,
but
it's one of the things you're going to have to study it.
Yeah.
Bill said cameras are blowing up this evening.
I'm getting pictures sitting here.
He's sitting, yeah, his phone's blowing up too, Bill. I think that, I mean, here's the other thing too. And I'd never really, I mean, I've always paid attention to the weather. Like, obviously, as a hunter and outdoorsman, you always pay attention to the weather. But I really got it into this whole 7 to 10 day weathers thing when Jason started putting that on his page. Man, it's true. Like, so we're like in mid 80s now, but in the next 7 or 10 days from whenever we got this heat wave,
it's supposed to rain middle of the week.
Yes.
So I think that's the next cold front.
Yes.
Maybe I could be wrong. I'm not a weather guy. I'm not.
I need to call Mark Weinberg and see if he'll come on every Monday night and give us some weather updates.
Rundown.
Yeah. So like it's 84 today, and then Thursday it's supposed to drop to 77. But see, then like even like next week, starting this coming weekend into the next week, the lows are down in the mid 50s. So that's like a 30-degree temperature change from daytime highs to. So they'll start blowing up.
Yeah.
Mine started about 3:30 and been nonstop on my plots. Heck yeah.
So I think my first pictures today was right around the 4 to 4:15 range.
Right.
But that's crazy it's crazy how deer one spot and deer in another spot move really similar
pattern.
As far as either pressures or temperatures, which I seen a lot of deer on the way here this evening.
Yeah,
I did.
We went and ate in town a while ago, and I seen a couple deer on the way in. They already out in the beans.
Yeah,
milling around on what leaves are left. So we need to figure out. Okay, Dakota and I were talking about this too. There's currently 10 people watching, which is fine. Hopefully, this is only the 3rd episode. Hopefully, we can continue to build this back up to what it used to be. We got to figure out a way to get our viewers built back up. So we were kind of thinking about doing a thing to where whoever's watching, if you'll share this out, if you'll help us grow this thing, because it's not about just me and Dakota or me and Dakota and whoever's here or whatever. It's about, I want this to be a community thing. Yes. Like I want everybody to get on here. All of us talk about hunting and outdoors, whatever. So maybe if we do if you share this video out, we'll do like a decal giveaway or something, t-shirt giveaway or whatever.
Yeah.
We just want to get this. We got to start getting the word out. So,
and we'll do the random draw, because there's a thing online, isn't there? You can go on and put whoever shared it in the random draw.
I think so. Yeah, I need to look into it and see.
Do like a random organizer and it selects one.
So everybody that was here before, I know Bill's been a supporter since day one.
Yeah.
So I know Bill was here way back when. I know Keaton used to watch some too, I think. And then, but the thing is, when I lost so people that don't know, sorry, I'm stuttering, I'm trying to get my thoughts together. People that don't know, last July, I lost all my Facebook stuff, every bit of it. I had to restart over. It makes me sick because the Hoosier Hardwoods Outdoors page had over 4,000 likes. I mean, we had a heck of a community built up, and I lost every bit of it. So now we're trying to slowly get that built back up. So it's going to take everybody pitching in and jumping on board again, sharing stuff out. And we don't have sponsors like we used to, just because this go around, I didn't want to, be brand specific.
I'm not really say it's a hassle, but it's a hassle.
It is.
I mean,
yes.
Trying to get a hold of Jim Bob
to
hey, do you care if we use your logo on this?
Right. I just want to we're going to be true blue blue collar, we're going to use, like Dakota said earlier, Walmart camo. That's good enough for me.
Ian Rosenbaum still have my HHO sweatshirt I won probably 2 years ago.
Absolutely.
See,
we appreciate it.
Yes.
So we just want to start getting this shared out again and get the ball rolling. So,
with weather changing, we might do a sweatshirt, do a giveaway. So for whoever shares this out,
right. And like the whole YouTube thing, go like the YouTube channel, because again, back in the past, it was all about, we're going to, not now. We're filming stuff. Who knows? Me and Dakota sit out here in the yard. I need to repost that video.
Yes.
I got a new ground blind, and me and Dakota sit out here in the yard during turkey season. You can't tell we're in the yard, but we're watching the cattle pasture, talking about the cows, which was hilarious. But we're just going to do stuff like that. We're going to film shooting deer. Whatever. We're just going to film it all and have a good time with it.
Have a good time.
So if you're into blue collar stuff, that's going to be us. So anyway, off that rant topic, but I just wanted to say that so everybody can help share stuff out and get the ball rolling again, because I would really like to build this back up again. So
we definitely couldn't do it without the viewers.
No,
I mean the viewers and friends, that helps tremendously.
Right. There will be some shows too that we're going to have topic specific shows. It's going to happen. It's going to be coming up. But just to get on here and talk to fellow outdoorsmen and just have a good conversation and debates about products and how you hunt, where you hunt, and all that stuff. That's what we're going to be about. So crops. Let's go on the next crops. Does anybody I know around here? They're not really shelling too much around here, because 90% of the farm ground around my house, their home base is right down here down the road. So they typically don't shell this to last. That way, it's close to home.
Doing are close to home.
But I have noticed a lot of crops, which. Not a farmer, but I think it's earlier than what we typically see. What do you think, Dakota?
Really, though, I mean, if you look at the rains that we had early, the change in temperatures we had, because really it never got hot until the end of July, really.
Jackson County Fair Week.
Yes, it was blazing hot up
miserable.
There. So, but yeah, I mean, really, I don't think it is early. I think it's about average. I mean,
due to the weather conditions, obviously.
Yes. I mean, we had a boatload of rain in the spring that really, I mean, it just shot everything up.
Right.
And then, which, not to really get off the topic of hunting, but
no, it's all right, because crops, to me, this is what we talk about with Landon too. That's why I brought the question up to Landon on the Van Meter St. Louis show, is because crops dictate a lot of our hunting.
Yes.
100%.
So you can plant different varieties and different mature rates of, you can of corn, but I know in beans that you can. So, I mean, I don't really know for sure like what the days are, but I'm going to say you've got 120 days, probably pushing it, but your 16 days, your 90 days, your 60 days ain't much. But, the point being, you can plant different mature rates.
So depending on what seeds are put in the soil is going to depend on pretty much your harvest times, right? Because your maturity rates,
which there's so many hybrids out now that you can change a lot of things.
Right.
Which I don't know if Cade's still watching or not, but Cade could go more in depth on that.
We might have to have a farming episode,
since he is an agriculture.
Because Bill's talking about food plots, which that is a great topic. I mean, you can go from taking a hard rake and just scratching the ground, throwing grow from Walmart.
Yep.
Or you can get into the whole spill of soil samples, your line, your fertilizer, how much per acre,
Well, and that goes
that's
back.
That's a huge difference there.
I tried RUing with Dad for years. I was like, I want a food plot. I want a food plot. I want to put it out. He goes, why? Which, this isn't for everybody, but this is for me. So we've got crop ground. We've got hay ground, which is alfalfa. Deer love alfalfa clover. And we've got hardwoods. Dad goes, why would you waste your time and your money to put out a food plot? I mean, and looking back, I'm like, he might have saved me quite a bit of
money.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like everybody always wants, and I was big on it, a kill plot. If you're in a funnel point of deer coming through your woods or in your woods or however, but you know they're coming through that area. If you put in a little food plot, throw and grow, it doesn't matter. Just something to stop them deer
for 2 minutes,
for enough that they can put their head down, see what the heck it is. I mean, that's game over.
Yeah.
So what I was saying, yes and no on the food.
I think so. We had this really good discussion on the show Tuesday about food plots, natural browse, stuff like that, and there was a lot of good topics on there about that.
Yes.
I think that I'm a firm believer too that I think a lot of it depends on the area you're hunting.
Yep.
I think it depends on your crops. It depends on if you have natural browse. Like the pictures that I showed for Jason. I mean, the natural browse was just out of this world. So
yeah,
I mean, I understand why there would be no food plot in there, because they have it. But it's a great discussion. I mean, we could get into that. That'd be a whole show right there talking about food plots and what to plant, when to plant, because then you got your spring plots, you got your fall plots.
Yes.
Is your property set like just that whole show could be set up as land management, but you could have water holes, food plots, natural browse, acorns.
Yes. I mean,
that'd definitely be an hour filler there.
Yeah, or if not, a couple.
Cade's not ignoring us; he's driving.
Yeah,
Well, we appreciate you driving safe, Cade. We appreciate it.
Well, just because he's not ignoring us, don't mean he's driving safe.
That's true.
But no,
I've rode around with him a time or two.
And I mean, like I said, the food plots, there are benefits, and they don't. I don't want to say they don't benefit me, but I've got enough natural food source, which I know corn, that's man-made, but I've got enough natural food source between hay ground, crop ground, and hardwoods with natural browse that I don't really have to have one. It's just more of the.
But you want one?
Yeah, I wanted one. Not no more. That's too much work. I'm getting out of shape, fat, lazy.
You don't want to put in the effort, huh?
No, I just want to go home, sit on the couch, and eat a little Debbie.
But you are a newly father, so
yes,
there's a lot more going on than just
cuts into time.
Yes,
I wouldn't change it for the world.
Right,
would not change it.
It's a blessing.
Yes, for sure.
So yeah, let's change gears a little bit. Let's talk about archery equipment. I know this year, kind of going out on a limb here, I'm going to be shooting Swagger broadheads. I use them to harvest my first buck. I'm also a Magnus guy, just kind of changes up a little bit. As far as bows go, this is another big debate, whatever you want to talk about it. 2 years ago, I decided I was going to go the budget route. You go to the bow shops and flagship bows are well over $1,200-$1,300 now. And definitely, those, if you shoot one, obviously you can tell the difference. It's kind of like driving a Lincoln compared to a Chevette, you know what I'm saying? But for the purpose of what I'm doing, and I'm just solely hunting, I bought a bear bow, which is one of their mid-level bows, and I'm perfectly happy. We shot together out there in the yard.
So
I'm perfectly happy with it. My
first archery buck that I tagged out on was with a bear. I mean, there's the hype, Matthews or Hoyt but I mean, there's nothing wrong with a budget bow. I mean, as long as you're comfortable with it and you can go out without a doubt and harvest a deer, why change it?
Right.
I mean,
so you get into the debate, and just to not change the subject back, but just to hit on what Bill said. He said mine are mainly for late season when most everything has been depleted. Absolutely. I think that is what makes a good food plot is whenever late season and everything's died off, but if you still have something lush for them to eat, it'd be great.
Jeffrey said, Bo, never heard of it.
Make muzzleloaders great again.
So I would definitely go against that. So while it's still nice and not warm, but I can go out in a long sleeve shirt and my pants and harvest a deer, and you're in it, which he's kind of, I'm not going to say spoiled, but he's definitely living luxuries. They've got
shooting houses with heaters.
Yes. So
That's different.
Yeah. He's kind of spoiled when
That's
it comes
different.
to that. But if I can tag out early, not saying to get out of the woods, because I mean, I absolutely love the woods. If Peyton would let me live in the woods, which I'm sure she probably would some nights. But if I could just get out of the house every day for 2 hours and go to the woods and just sit, I'd be content.
Perfectly fine.
I'd be content. So yeah, I mean, as far as the muzzleloader goes, to each their own. But I'll stick with
my archery and my rifle or my slug gun.
Being done before December is always a positive.
If we can be done before December 1st, we're happy.
Yes.
But so here's the thing about this whole flagship deal compared to budget friendly bows and that type of stuff. To me, in my honest opinion, not till here, 4 or 5 years ago, probably, we started throwing in no vibration and all that type of stuff. Now, if that's what you're into, I get it 100%. Yeah. But to me, as a hunter, I'm speaking solely as a hunter, not a 3D shooter, not a tournament shooter, not like that. I'm just talking solely hunting. I mean, we don't go off guns and their recoil. I mean, if you shoot an animal, half the time you don't even realize that the gun even went off. So in that whole, to me, it's not worth the extra $700 or $800 just because, I got a little bit of left hand shock. You know what I mean?
So that's you're there, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I like a bow that I can pick up, which I don't know. Here recently, my V3's kind of been jumpy, so I don't really. But I like a bow that is dead in the hand. It's comfortable and it's centered. You know, I mean,
yeah, I agree.
I mean, like I said, there's nothing wrong with a bear, which one bow that I didn't like, and this is solely my opinion,
right,
was a G5, a prime.
Yep.
Which not every year, because I've kind of realized that it's ridiculous to buy a brand new bow every year.
Right.
It's kind of like buying a new car. Loses about half its price when you take it
before you even get to the truck.
Yeah. So there for a while every year, and whether or not I bought a new one every year, but I would go and shoot the new bows that come out. And there was times, I mean, it was close. You know, Bowtech was right up there. When I bought my V3, I had it set in my mind that I was going to buy either a Hoyt or something different, just to try it for a couple of years. If I didn't like it, I'd sell it and buy a new one.
Right.
Which, lo and behold, Matthews still
felt the best.
But I shot Bowtech, I shot Prime, I shot Bear, I shot the Hoyt. I did not like the Hoyt, and to each their own. But the Hoyt just, I don't know, it didn't feel right. It was loud to me. But, you know, I shot all the new bows, whether cheap, Matthews Mission, you know, all of them, just anything that come out new. And my top two for, when did the V3 come out?
2021.
Was it 21?
Yeah, because it was V3, V3X, and then phase 4. So in 21.
So in 21, my top two picks was the Matthews or the Bowtech. And right there real close to the Bowtech was the Bear. I mean, I was just comfortable. And one thing that sucks for me is my draw length. So I shoot crossbow bolts instead of just normal arrows.
Oh, yeah, they're about this long. The Co's arrows are about that long.
I'm better off to throw an ink pen at you than I am. But that's where I struggle to be comfortable with. And I think that's why I struggled so much with Hoyt. It didn't feel like it had a solid back wall.
Right.
And but again, that's what I run into.
But speaking of that, I think you are better off. If you're going to buy a new bow, I don't care what they are, shoot them all, because
that's the only way
I know there are brand specific people out there, and I know several of them, and I get it. But actually, as far as feel, and I think that's where I'm getting is, if you're going to spend $1,200 or $1,300 on a bear bow, if that's your thing, then make sure that it's
you.
Yes, and make sure. I would expect a $1,200 or $1,300 bow to have no hand shock.
Yes,
I agree with you 100% on that. I'm just saying, from a hunter standpoint, when my only thing is to shoot deer.
Yeah, you don't have to go out and blow $1,200, $1,300 on a bow.
So I know I'm going to have hand shock.
Yeah,
that's just basic engineering, and I'm not even an engineer.
Yeah, but like I said, my first harvest with a bow was with a Bear. I mean, and that was probably one of my favorite bows I've had.
Bill said one of my favorite hunting bows was a Reflex. I had a Reflex at one time.
I don't even know what a Reflex is.
It was a brand. It was a bow brand.
I understand that, but was this back when the wagon wheel?
No, Bill. Now he's gonna be calling us out when the wagon wheel was invented. I had a Reflex Grizzly.
This is got to be before my time.
Which it was.
I'm normally
not before your time, but
before my time, because I probably wasn't hunting by the time that they.
I was probably 20.
How old are you?
You've been about. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it does not matter. How old are you?
27.
Okay, well, you were 5. So
yeah, before my time of hunting. Give me a few more years after that, and that's when I started.
Jason said, "Hunt those thickets with a water hole." I agree with that 100%. I love hunting thickets. Ian says, "I want a $1,300 bow to shoot itself." It's getting to that point, Ian. I mean, it is getting to that point. I just don't think that it is what it is. Teach your own, but
yeah.
Even okay, so when flagship bows were $9.99, okay, that's doable.
Yes,
but now that your just a flagship aluminum bow is it 13 or 1400, like
it would make people sick to know what I have got into my Matthews hunting. I mean, I'll shoot target. I don't shoot.
Yeah, but that's loaded though. I get that.
I know, but it's still it makes me sick.
Yeah, it's crazy amount, but still for a bow. $1,300 or $1,400 just for a bow with nothing on it.
Hey, I did see, and I don't remember, somebody shared it on Facebook today. Somebody, I don't think it was Shields, but somebody had clearance on phase 4s. They was black. They was the all black with the carbon limbs. Original price was $11.99. Now we're, I don't want to say $8.99, but I want to say $8.99. It was like
$300 off.
Yeah, but they were on the clearance, and I would assume that's to bring in the new news,
right?
Which
because they're coming out in November.
I've watched a lot of videos on the new competition bow.
Okay, well, first of all, Bill's comment was it was a Hoyt working man's bow, and that is 100% correct because it still had the
bar that come down
off the riser.
Yeah,
had that whole 9 yards. It looked just like a Hoyt. But now if we're going to start talking about age, Jason has spoke up and said, my first bear was $85 in 1985, and I was killing deer.
Yes. So, I mean, and that's what,
go ahead. No, I know where you're going. Go ahead.
Don't, whenever I say
what's your end goal?
To harvest deer.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down
to. But when I'm not like, whenever you said, a budget bow, teach their own, I mean, that goes back to our conversation. Shoot a bow that fits and is comfortable to you. Right. Don't worry about what
the magazines tell you or whatever.
Johnny's shooting says that the Matthews or the Hoyt or whatever is the best thing ever.
Is that where the phrase "keeping up with the Joneses" come into play?
Maybe.
Yeah. You don't have to keep up with everybody. Shoot what you like. Shoot what feels good. It's your money you're spending on it. Don't blow it.
Yeah. So, but like I said, that's where, I'm just shootability to me. I've always liked Matthews. Now I've had Bowtech. I've had Bear. You want to know what my first bow was? Just while we're talking about first bows.
What is it? What was it?
A Browning G5 Tornado. 0 let off.
I remember them.
Zero let off.
They were short axle, wasn't they?
Oh, they wasn't long. They wasn't very long. Yeah. That was my very first bow. When I first started shooting, I could not pull enough poundage for the arrow to stick in a bag target. Could
really?
Not. I mean, me, my brother, Seth Morrow, he was with us. We shooting at Dad's, and I was hitting where I was aiming. It would just
bounce,
hit the bag target and bounce off. So, of course, they all rubbed in. You ain't even shooting enough to hit the target. You ain't going to deer hunt with a bow, which I ended up shot hard all summer and got to the point where I think I took it down to Gun World because I needed a new D-loop. That's how much I shot it. I wore out the D-loop. I went ahead. It had the rubber band that went to the peep sight, like what yours is. Yeah. I went ahead and updated it to the new style. So I was pretty hot shot there for a little bit. And, which I never harvested a deer with it, but that's what really got me into it was my very first bow.
Right.
And Dad got a package deal on them. He bought that one for me, and then my brother, I don't remember what it was. It may have been a PSE, but that was our first bows, and I hung with it, and Cheyenne kind of got away from it.
I had a Bear Whitetail 2 was my first bow.
I've heard
with
a lot of them.
with one pin on it.
Sounded like a 12 gauge when you shot
Yeah.
it. And it
They're
is
pretty
crazy. I mean, even in the few short years that I've been hunting, which, 15 years,
Right.
but not a long time compared to others, how far bows have come, from their design to cams to, just everything. They've come a long way.
I'm pausing to show Dakota a reflex bow.
Once I see it, I might.
Does that not look like a Hoyt?
So
that is just like Bill said, that is a working man's a Hoyt working man's bow.
I mean, yeah, that's straight Hoyt.
Yes,
for sure.
Bill said my first Pope and Young was taken with the reflex in year 2000.
Huh.
That was 1 year before I graduated high school. Bear Black Magic, $85, brand new, loaded, ready to hunt. Wasp broadheads. Wow, great times. Wouldn't trade it. Sounds like a package there, boys. Do you still have that bow, Jason? My first compound was in Indian year 1978. And Ben said, Bill, was that an Evansville, Indiana bow? Keith said, my first bow killed my first buck as a Parker Lightning from Tolliver's. Yeah, Tolliver's was a Parker dealer. I went down there and shot one time. I really wish we had a store like that still around.
You know how bad I've thought about, like with Short's Corner Store or
dude,
even the new Family Dollar that they just shut down in town.
It'd go over huge.
Just setting up an archery shop.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think the closest bow shop to us is 45-minute drive.
Corden
from right here.
Yep.
From my house, 45-minute drive.
Or Bass Pro, but
even if you go to Madison, that's an hour and a half.
Yeah. There's really nowhere close. Not that I can think of.
Even Jeff's Archery Supply. I bought that the bows we're going to get. I bought one of those through him, which Jeff's still an hour drive.
Yeah.
He's over Deputy, so that's an hour drive.
So I guess let's kind of hit back on the topic. What exactly is your setup? Arrows?
So I am shooting I can't even remember the name of it. It's a Bear. Remember the name of it? It's an EV Bear. Anyway, it's a price package Bear bow, shooting gold tip arrows. It's got just the Trophy Ridge accessories that come on the bow because I bought it as a ready hunt package, and shooting 100 grain Swacker broadheads.
And we're trying new Knox this year.
Yeah, Halo Knox. Halo Knox it used to be Glory Knox.
Yep.
Which we shot those when we were filming the first time.
Love Glory Knox.
Same exact Knox, just brand changed due to selling out and all that type of stuff. But they're called Halo Knox now. If you've not checked them out, it's definitely worth checking out. I know there's nocturnals and that type of stuff, but just the ease of having the on-off button,
the ease of use
is amazing.
Which what we might do is on a next episode or something.
Yeah, I'll bring one in here.
Explain it.
Yeah.
And they're just so easy. They're so bright, and which I think I told you when we was shooting them, I left one on just to see because I bought two.
No,
packs.
You did.
I bought two packs and I left one on, and did not get. I want to say almost a week. You could still see it.
Yeah, like a week and a half.
You could still see. I mean, and it wasn't like in the week or week and a half, whatever it was. Obviously, it wasn't as bright as it was day one out of the package.
Right.
But you could still see faint light from the knock, and that to me was like, all right, if you're consistent with shutting it off, which I done it on purpose, just as a test, just to see for myself.
Lasts you a long time.
Yes. I mean,
long
and like
time.
I said, the ease to shut them off is the main, with I remember the Burt Coyotes, you had to take a toothpick, stick it in there and slide. They had a little slide in there.
Yeah.
You had to slide it down or up. I couldn't remember. But one way or another, you had to slide it.
It's just a pain.
If you couldn't find a stick or something, or
right.
the broadhead wasn't fitting, whatever,
Stayed
it
all the time.
Just never could get it shut off.
Bill said that Glory Knocks were amazing. Yes. We're still shooting to this day, Bill. I'm not sure I don't know if you are, but they're called the brand name is Halo Knocks now. And they actually even make a little glow thing that you plug into your target that you can shoot at.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. We'll go through and shoot tonight.
I didn't bring my bow. But
next Monday night we're going to have a knock tutorial. I'll get some. Well, I've already got some loaded and ready to go. So
yeah,
I'll bring an arrow in here and we'll show you. They're pretty wild.
So
super bright, impressive. If you actually go to the Hoosier Hardwoods Outdoors YouTube channel, which some of you might be watching on YouTube, I'm not sure, but the doe throwback video, that thumbnail, if you go back and watch, it's a better view. But then that thumbnail is the Halo knock that I shot. I did shoot a doe with it, like almost last shooting light, and yeah.
So
Keaton, if you get a chance, order. I will say they are a little bit pricey, but order a pack of those Halo knocks, and you will not be disappointed.
No,
guarantee it. They are amazing, and I'm not even affiliated with them anymore. I'm just saying they work.
Tried and true.
Yes,
I mean that's same with Van meters. I mean, that's time and time again proves.
Bill, they used to make them for. I'm gonna check real quick. We're doing some research during the show, so bear with us. We're doing double take archery. Do they still make the crossbow ones? Micro. There's compound.
May just be.
Do they not?
Shop. We figured it out. Maybe.
I don't see them for crossbows anymore.
I do not.
They used to.
Yeah.
They did. They did make them for a while, but I don't see them on there now for crossbows. I have to do some more research because I don't think Glory Knock is actually a thing anymore. Let's go. I mean, we're just helping the people.
I mean, it would be interesting to know.
Well, it still shows it. Is Glory Knock still a thing?
Well, right there, it just shows Halo.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see them on there anymore, Bill. They might have got rid of them for the time being, but I'm not saying that they won't bring them back.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people bought them.
Yeah. So this will
Keith, I know, man. I'm telling you, they are pricey, but here's the thing. We were just preaching to each their own, and I'm not going to push them any, but I think a lot of it too. If you look at the price of your arrow and with a broadhead on it, so even if you just paid $20 for a pack of 3 broadheads, and you give $50 or $60 for half dozen arrows, so you're going to be pushing $10, $15 an arrow. Well, if you shoot 2 deer and you can't find your arrow, I mean, you're at $30 right there.
Yeah.
So,
and I never before when I first started archery hunting, always seen videos of people shooting knocks. I'm like, that's cool, but I don't really want to spend the money on that. Now, especially either early morning or last light, even sometimes I'm not going to say midday because I don't really shoot a lot midday, but just being able to see where that arrow is at.
Right.
And, blood trail on a deer, if the arrow gets lodged in the deer, then you really don't know where your arrow's at. Well, if you find blood, normally you can track it and you'll see your knock shine and say, all right, there's my arrow.
Right.
So
I can see the debate.
Yes, they're worth the money. If you don't want to spend the money, do your own deal.
Right.
But
highly recommended.
Yes.
And the other thing too, though, is if the Amazon ones are working, then by all means use them things.
Yep. Use what's working.
Yep.
So
don't steer in the wrong direction. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Next week too, I think I'm gonna bring a deer head in here and we're gonna talk about it. I'm either gonna do my first buck. I'm gonna do my first white. Because here's what's crazy. For people that know me, I think Bill knows this, and I think Van Meter knows this, the guys that know me, but I hunted for 20 years before I ever harvested my first buck with a bow. I lost count of how many does I've shot with my bow. But for some reason, the buck with archery equipment has always eluded me.
You did go through some bad juju there.
Very bad. Well, 2 years ago, I finally got it done. And this buck, he ain't nothing to brag about. But I'm going to tell you something right now.
Yeah, he is.
That's my most prized possession.
He's something to brag about.
That's my point.
I mean,
a lot of people look at him and be like, oh, it's an okay rack. I don't care.
It's your first deer, man.
If it was a 6-pointer, I've been tickled to death with him.
Yep.
That's what we want.
It's your first buck.
People. That's what we want people to see with the new us.
Yep.
Teach their own. They really are bright and have the slide button, so no pocket knife. That's a plus. If you can get away from the whole pocket knife thing and having to dig around on it to try to get it shut off, that's a plus, in my opinion.
So I guess we'll hit on my setup.
Yeah, go ahead and tell everybody what your setup is.
So I'm running the Mathews V3. I have been for, I guess, 2 years now.
Yeah.
2 years.
2 years.
Which
you bought your V3 right before the V3X came out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I love accessories, so I'll be the first to say that.
Yes, you do.
My quiver is Mathews quiver. My stabilizer, everything's Mathews matching. Just because a guy gave me crap one time because I put Hoyt stuff on a Mathews bow. And ever since then, I mean, to each their own. Cheapers, cheap's not going to say always great, but cheap is great. But again, I like accessories. So all my stuff is Mathews. My arrows are the Easton Full Metal Jackets, the 400s. And then you hit on Magnus broadheads. That's what I'm running. They're a fixed blade with bleeders. I shot a doe a few years ago, and hopefully Matt can get that.
I got to dig for it. I hope.
But this doe, and I shot her low. I mean, I expected her to duck. She didn't duck, but long story short, it looked like you walked with a
Okay, so have you ever changed your oil and you took the nut out of the oil pan?
And drove?
That's what the blood looked like coming out.
I mean, that for, and before Magnus come out, well, it didn't really come out, but before I got introduced to Magnus, I shot Rage 3 blade. When they first come out, I shot Rage 3 blade. Then I went to Grim Reaper. Well, I had a buck get away on a Grim Reaper, and I told myself from that point, I am shooting a fixed blade broadhead. Normally you don't have any deflection, unless obviously you hit a limb or something like that.
Right.
But to be able to pull, and this is my opinion, to pull a Magnus fresh out of the pack, put it on an arrow, shoot it down range at 20 yards, and hit exactly like a field point would, that's what I want. And I know they worked.
Right.
So, but that's my setup. I've been shooting a lot more this summer than I have. I got lazy.
Do you want to tell everybody the price
of my
You're
bow?
talking about it earlier.
My bow? Oh,
$3,700?
Nah, it ain't that high. I think I bought
you don't have to. You were just talking about it a while ago. So
no. With complete setup, without say my arrows or my broadheads, nothing like that. Just
does your
bow.
wife know this?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, but
okay.
I don't think she's watching. It don't matter.
Okay. I didn't want you sleeping in the woods tonight.
This purchase was way before baby or anything.
Okay.
Like
okay.
That. So
you're good then.
I think right now, and it's probably going to make a lot of people comment and say you're stupid, which again, to each their own. It was my choice.
Get the comments ready.
It was my choice to spend the money, but I'm about $2,400 into my bow.
But that's not unrealistic.
No.
Because now if you buy an RX-7, they're 1,800 bare. So
yes.
You're already.
So, I mean, for 2021, was it a lot of money
yes.
for a bow? 100%. I mean,
but it's crazy what 2 years does though.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just like housing or anything. You hunt,
well, yeah.
Any kind of hunting equipment, anything, everything
goes up.
On up.
It's crazy.
Peyton said I need to come home. Something's outside. She doesn't like it.
Tell her she'll be all right.
Yeah. But
anyway, so that's, I mean, yeah, teach your own. I'm glad we had that conversation tonight.
I mean, and that's what like I said, I'm not a hypocrite. I'm nothing like that. You know, if you want to go cheap and it works, it fits you, and you shoot lights out.
I think it's cool. I like shooting, just regular shooting with people with different varieties of stuff.
Yeah.
Just to see how well they shoot it.
Yep.
You know, like you said, I mean, I've seen guys that have $2,000 in bow accessories, and guy shows up, you know, with 4 or 5 mixed arrows and out shooting all day long. Now I ain't saying it's quieter, and I ain't saying that, you know, but as far as shot placement,
one thing though, and you can hit on this topic too, is arrows. You know, I spend on average for half a dozen arrows, and it's gonna make people sick too. Makes me sick, but I spend almost $100. I think I bought the last 6 I bought was 96 and some change.
Those are good arrows though. I mean, these full metal jackets are good arrows.
So this goes back to my draw length, where my draw length is so short, I have to have a smaller diameter arrow to get, I'm not going to say to get the speeds that somebody who shoots 27, 28 inches, but I'm close. And I still have to have enough kinetic energy to be lethal.
Now, I want to ask something here.
Go ahead.
I want to give you a hard time. So you give $100 for 6 arrows, and they cut half of them off.
Pretty much, yeah. Really, not quite half.
Should you start keeping your scrap?
Maybe I can super glue them together and maybe have.
Can you get 2 arrows out of one?
Maybe.
Huh. I just thought of that. I don't know.
Close to it.
You're right, Bill. The end result is all that matters.
Yes, and like I said, I'm not telling anybody to go spend $2,000-$3,000 on a bow. I'm not. I mean, that's your choice, your money, whatever fits you
and your pocketbook.
Yes.
That's the key too. Stay within your means. You don't have to. And I will say, to Dakota's point, I think a lot of it is find a good bow shop that you feel really, really comfortable with, because that can make or break you too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, go in there that they're going to let you shoot the bows, that they're going to work with you as far as feel. And, you know, there's a lot of people that don't understand the whole arrow spine game. You know, your arrow spines, depending on your length, your weight of your bow, the whole 9 yards. A lot of people don't understand that. They just buy arrows. You know, they're like, whatever. Now, most bow shops will say, well, what's your draw and how much you shoot, how much weight you shoot, and they'll know what to give you. But find you a good bow shop that you feel comfortable with, and that makes a world of difference too.
And I will say, you know, from my experience, them guys down at Gun World, they have always treated me, I'm not going to say like a little brother, but like a little brother. I go in there and they ride me like a dog.
Right.
I mean, but I enjoy it, you know, and it makes me feel comfortable. Well, so 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I went and bought new arrows, and then I wanted to just check everything on my bow, make sure everything was good, ready for season. And I wanted to shoot it through paper. And the guy that was with me, he's like, change your anchor point, which I've been shooting all summer the same way. He's like, change your anchor point. He goes, instead of putting a string on the side of your nose, put it on the tip of your nose, you know, just kind of work with it. He goes, I'm willing to bet it'll shoot a pinhole if you put it on the tip of your nose. Of course, I'm like, you know, whatever.
Right.
Don't tell me how to shoot, you know.
Right.
But I changed it, shot a pinhole. And since I've done that the past couple weeks, I have changed.
We've been hacked.
What is going on?
I don't know. We'll remove them.
You could block user. Oh, yeah, there you go. I just happened to see, and I was like,
I don't know what kind of bow they're shooting.
But, you know, changing anchor points, and it is hard, because going back to comfort, you know, you're going to go to where anchor points, which anybody who shoots archery should kind of have an idea on
right.
points and what's comfortable to them. But, you know, just change a little bit. Don't just throw it, and whenever I was pulling back, it was literally hitting the corner of my nose, moving it not even a half an inch.
Made a world of difference.
I'm shooting better. My anchor point is more comfortable. So, and like I said, I mean, and people fall into that, I guess.
Right.
So
it's wild what little changes will make a huge difference. Yes. You know what I mean?
What's our next one? We better hit on it.
The only thing left dove season. That's all we've got left.
Oh, no, it ain't. We can talk about harvest for you season, the numbers this year. Well,
oh, yeah. So no, go ahead. I'll let you. You have the numbers? You see the numbers?
No, but you do.
Or are you talking about?
So this, you're going to have to count in reduction zone.
Yeah, reduction zones don't count this number.
So far, harvest numbers for this season is 2,852 so far for the 2023-2024 season.
Almost at 3,000 for the year
like
already.
A fairly high number considering when does reduction zone come in? Is it the
15th?
Is it the 15th?
Yep.
So
10 days.
Yeah, I mean
10 days and 2 days, so 12 days of hunting open so far.
Yeah, and I mean over 2,000, well, almost 3,000.
Well, actually, sorry, let me take that back. There's still only 10 days of opening.
Yeah.
Season open, but 2 of those days were youth weekend. So
yeah. So
when you can use gun, bows, whatever.
A lot of deer harvest so far.
Yeah.
I mean, across, and that's statewide. That's not just
here.
Yeah.
But that's a good number. I mean, I'm just, man, I'll tell you what, like we talked about on last week's show, the deer, I have seen a bunch of deer, yes. And that really makes me feel excited because seeing them, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So last but not least,
dove season. Has anybody on here been dove hunting? There's only 7 people watching. Has anybody been dove hunting?
I know. I'm pretty sure if Ian's still watching, I know he probably has. Them guys like to go out quite a bit. I unfortunately have not been yet.
We need to go.
Oh, I love it.
We had a good time. We went. Was it last year or 2 years ago? It was 2 years ago.
They are like great.
Yeah.
Great eating.
You wrap them in bacon?
So, which Tyson Shields, he sent me a picture here the other night just to make me jealous. But he, and the way that he done it, I've had him that way. So he does the jalapenos, takes cream cheese, puts in it, lays the breast, and then wraps it in bacon and grills it. Oh my gosh.
That makes me no. Ryan Wood says, yes, I love it. Then Ian said, I feel like I saw somewhere that there was 500 or 600 harvested before youth weekend. So roughly probably what do you think? Probably 2,200, maybe 2,100 were harvested over the weekend.
Statewide, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Real close.
Kate said North Dakota dove this year between velvet buck hunts.
So me and him hit on that here a while back. We talked a little bit about it. He said it is crazy up there.
Really?
He said it is absolutely ate up with doves. Which
wild.
I'm trying to remember, Cade, what were they running up there, or what had they run crop wise that you said that they was going crazy over? Like I said, I remember we was talking about it, but I couldn't remember what the crop was.
Brian said he goes every chance he gets.
I want to say
between racing and canola.
Yes. Which canola is itty bitty. But Cade was talking. He said
You're getting your wife McDonald's on the way home.
What's bad is I asked her before I left the house, I said, hey, are you going to make a pizza or something? Yeah, that's fine. I'll just make a pizza.
Not now. You're going to McDonald's.
I'm broke.
Ryan, not to change the subject, but are you going to be there Saturday? I'm assuming so. Got a big race this weekend I'm sponsoring.
Ian's offering us a hunting spot.
Heck yeah, let's go. I'll video it. That'd be a blast.
Till we get on there and get all riled up.
That's all right. That's what it's all about.
I seen a TikTok the other day. And anybody who TikToks or anybody who don't, whatever, but I just mainly watch it just for the laughing point of people. But it's a video of a guy and it's like a clip in, and it's a picture of these guys dove hunting, and it says me after I kill my first dove after shooting 2 boxes of shells, and he like all flexes, and he's like, how about that? That's me.
Oh,
Which,
yeah.
I say that I love dove hunting, but man, them boogers can fly. I mean, you got to be on your A game.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Dove. I mean, especially if they're coming in, you got
they're crazy.
Wings back. Oh,
yeah, they're crazy.
You shoot there and they're over here.
Ryan says, yeah, but I got car back together. All right, we got a big weekend this weekend, and then it's go time on hunting season. Big Crown Vic race at Brownstown.
What's bad is I got a softball tournament October 7th.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I bet it's still early, though. Be all right.
Yeah, but if that big cold front comes through.
Better than November 7th.
Oh, yeah, I'd tell him I can't.
I'm out. I ain't playing softball, boys.
Sick.
I'm out.
Sick. But, yeah, I mean, that's topics this week.
Yeah. Good show. Thanks for everybody for watching. Make sure you share it out like we talked about, because I want to try to get this going. I mean, I don't, as far as viewer numbers goes, I'm good, whatever. Whoever wants to get on here and talk, we're going to get on here and talk. So thanks to everybody commenting tonight. Thanks to everybody for chiming in, especially Peyton, telling Dakota what she wants to eat on the way home. We appreciate it. Keaton for chiming in, Bill for always watching and supporting us. So, and Bam Eater and everybody else, whoever watched, thank you. We appreciate it.
But yeah, for sure, guys, if you don't care, share it out.
Like, subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yes, but whoever shares will enter into a pot, and
give something away.
I would say sweatshirt. We're getting to that time of year. We'll do a sweatshirt giveaway.
Yeah.
So, like it, share it, love it, do whatever you got.
Whatever else you can do.
Yeah, do whatever.
Crying emoji, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, do whatever. All right, our plan. We'll be back here next Monday at 8:00. Until then, if you squirrel hunt, well, deer season comes in October 1st. So we have another
2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm just looking at dates. Actually, it's 1 week from today.
Season?
No, actually, it's this Sunday. Sunday comes in.
The 30th is Saturday, ain't it?
Yeah, and the 1st is Sunday.
How big go to heck?
So we're less than a week away.
Yes.
So our next show will be Monday after season opens.
Yep, and we can, if one of us hunt or whatever, kind of hit on
Yeah
what went down.
Yep.
Matt's going to bring his deer out, talk about it.
Yeah. Yep.
Should be a good episode next week, guys. Yeah. Tune in.
Be back next Monday, 8:00. Thanks for watching. I don't really have an outro. Do you have an outro?
No. Bye.
Bye. Anyway, stay safe and enjoy the outdoors. We'll see you guys next week.